Welcome, Fighters Share Nation. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's time for the Fighters Share Report. Yes, this is the formal show. A little less ignorance, still the same information. Hey, I'm Brew. This is the Badger. What you know, bro? Can you hear me?
I don't know what happened just then, brother, but I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me
I
now?
don't know. Yes, I don't know what happened briefly, but we lost contact. But yeah, it's hump day, the middle of the week. I'm happy to be here, man. We got a pretty good show rolled out for him, man. So I'm here for it, brother. And hey, happy Wednesday to you two and the little angel that's appearing in your background back there.
Little Angel, that's what you're calling her. Okay. All right.
See? See how angelic that voice is?
Very angelic. That's what's running through my mind right now.
I bet.
I love her. I love her to life. I love her to life.
Hey man, that's the only way to be, brother. And like I said, it's just gonna make you a better human, believe it or not, bro.
That's what they keep telling me. Um, hey, it's making it easier to shave my head because hair's just falling out all over the place. so, you know,
So
listen.
this, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. My bad. My bad.
No, no, no. I'm excited about this. I'm ready. You ready to jump into it?
Yeah, man. Let's get it cracking, bro. So you know how we do it. First
Oh,
segment, OMG. What we got, brother?
listen. We got fight coming up. I saw it on Brawlers Report. Uriah Hall will face middleweight legend Anderson the Spider Silva in the main event of UFC Fight Night on October 31st. Halloween is when they go put this on. This ought to be interesting.
Do tell. Please tell me why you think this is gonna be interesting at all.
I didn't mean interesting in a I need to tune in and watch kind of way. I mean interesting as in how bad is the rest of the card? Or they they just need names in this one. But listen. In all reality, Anderson Silva comes to fight every fight. He's not the same Spider who held the title, but he's still gonna come in there and fight. And Uriah Hall, that's your boy. You can tell us about Uriah Hall.
Nah, man. Despite all the other issues that he got going on, at the end of the day, bro, he is a legend in this sport. He was one of the first guys that looked like us to cut his teeth in this sport. So you know what? I'm all for it. Listen, Dana White is forget Donald Trump. Can we say Dana White is like the Teflon Don of combat sports? I mean, this guy says and does all the wrong stuff all the time, but he manages to just keep reinventing himself. This is his version of the OMF belt or the OMF series,
Right.
where Mike
Right.
Tyson and the likes are creating this League of Legends. Dana White just says, "Oh, well, I'll just go back and recycle my old guys that want to keep fighting and bring them right back.
Right.
No additional promo, no additional nothing, and I get to keep it all." I mean,
Right.
he's good, bro. He's good.
Listen, I'm gonna start calling him T Pain because all he does is win, 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 no matter what. I'm telling you. He- I mean, he's done such a good job with these fights. We already stopped talking about the woman in Brazil.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean it's and what's interesting and compelling and also kind of sad is that there is a demand for this, right? As much as we and the people that are really into the community understand what this looks like when the lights go off, there is a demand for this kind of stuff. He has the deepest pool of them all because guess what? None of his guys have any of allegiance with anybody else. They're either in the UFC or they're not. And they all want to get back and then relive their glory days. Whereas fighters, depending on who their promoter was, if the promoter's still alive, did they leave the sport on bad terms? All these other things are happening with these other guys. Dana White reaches back into his time machine, pulls out these guys who are legends in the sport, and check this out too. The MMA fan is a lot more forgiving than the boxing fan. No matter how these guys ended their career, they will still come out and want to see these guys and pay them the respect they deserve as being the gladiators at the top of the sport they once were.
You're right. You are completely right on this. MMA fans will, hey, long as they can see somebody fight, they don't really care who it is. Really? I mean, it's a guy I remember growing up. So, he got me into watching MMA back in 2007. No matter that he was 30 in 2007, now he's 43 in 2020. He might have flashes of brilliance. Yeah. No, he may have a hot flash and fall out.
Yeah.
But, hey, they're going to put it on and people going to watch. And unfortunately, it's something we got to cover.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's not going to hurt us to do it, to cover it. It's just that this is where we are.
Yeah.
Where, we were already, kind of oversaturated with content, right? Instant gratification, be able to watch what we want to watch and watch countless hours of it before the pandemic. The pandemic expounded on that, right? It was like an exponential explosion of growth for content. They can keep doing this, so people going to keep watching, man. So am I mad at them? Nah. Do I like it? Nah. But is it going to happen? Yeah. So whatever.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And when I saw it breaking news today, I was like, I guess we better be one of the first to talk about it.
Yeah, why not?
There were a couple of things that broke, but I mean, that one was the one I was like, yeah, we really need to lay this out for people. Y'all need to stop requesting this. This is crazy. It's crazy.
Wild times we living in, bro.
All right, moving on to punch, counter punch. We haven't done one of these in a while.
Hey, this is where you lose. What we got going on, brother?
Because all I do is win, no matter what.
You got to stop it.
I'm saying, and I truly believe, Daniel Cormier, not Daniel Cormier, I keep saying Daniel Cormier.
Stipe?
John Jones,
okay.
His first fight in the UFC heavyweight division should be for the title. He should not have to fight any other people below Stipe Miocic. And people say, why? Because for the last how many years he's been the UFC light heavyweight champion, the 205 live champion, undefeated. I think he 10, 11 fights.
Yeah, it's been what 7, 8 years.
Yeah. The only time he lost it is when he did something stupid.
Yep.
He never lost it in the ring or on the scale.
No blemishes.
Shout out to David Benavidez. So you can't expect him to fight the runner-up. Look, if he loses Stipe, then yeah, you go into the pool. But if you don't lose the Stipe, until you lose the Stipe, that should be your only fight. You shouldn't have to worry about the rest of the stuff. That's my feeling.
Well, it ain't gonna be much of a counter punch here because we both agree, but I would take a different approach to it. If you're all about the money, John Jones better be your first fight, because not only do I feel like he is the biggest threat to Stipe Miocic, he's the guy that's going to sell the fight the most. We're not tuning in. The casual fan, I don't think, is tuning in for Francis Ngannou, especially when he knows that Francis Ngannou got beat bad by Stipe.
Yeah.
And that's a simple Google search. And that's what the casuals do. They'll Google search just so they can have a conversation with their real combat sports buddies, MMA buddies that are actually in the sport. They don't want to see this fight. John Jones is a household name. I mean, not household in the sense that he's like a Manny Pacquiao or anything like that. But
he's the closest thing they got.
Yeah. He's not as big as Conor McGregor or Khabib because those fighters have nations behind them. But as far as American goes, he is the biggest name in American combat sports in MMA by far. So I think that John Jones financially makes the most sense to get this party started, to kick off this next wave of heavyweights. And for what it's worth, if he beats Stipe, then what does Stipe do? Probably right off into the sunset too, right?
No.
And now you have a whole new heavyweight circuit going around where the old guard is completely gone. I don't see Stipe fighting much longer. I think him beating Cormier was his big moment for his career defining moment. I think a fight with John Jones, if he loses it, I don't think hurts Stipe Miocic because one, he already has a couple losses on his resume, and two, he'll lose to who people have arguably said is the greatest combat martial artist in the history of the sport.
Okay, he really could have walked away after losing to Cormier with that same theory. He could have walked away after losing to Cormier, but he decided to come back, and it helped him. He came back. He got won his title back, and then did the rubber match, won that. If he loses to John Jones, somebody's gonna get in his ear and say, "Well, you need to get your title back, then retire. Don't be the first one to beat John Jones legitimately." Again, you may be right. It just depends on how bad Stipe wants that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I tend to think that with Stipe, I think of course he'll want a rematch. I think as the reigning heavyweight champ, 2-time heavyweight champ, I think he deserves a rematch with anybody he fights, whether it's Francis, whether it's Curtis, whether it's um, a boy from Texas, the Black Beast, whether it's John Jones. I think there should be an automatic rematch clause in those fights. He deserves that. He
Yeah.
has earned that right. But again, losing to John Jones, if he loses to John Jones twice, still does not hurt his record because most people will tell you that they think that John Jones, again, I'm repeating this ad nauseum, is the greatest martial artist in MMA history.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's kind of like if when well, I guess I can't use that analogy, but I was gonna say when Roy Jones beat John Ruiz. John Ruiz was not one of the greatest heavyweights, nor was he probably the best heavyweight at that time. He just was the easiest of the heavyweights that had a belt that Roy Jones could get to. But John Ruiz's stock did not go down because he lost to Roy Jones Jr. If you get what I'm saying, like that's not what's going to define John Ruiz's career. Like, oh, you lost to Roy Jones Jr. So what? So did 60 other people. So I don't know. It's just my take on it, bro.
No, I got you. It's gonna be interesting. Hey, yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. And we have kids watching this show, so I didn't put the one expletive that should be in there.
I think I know you're going with it.
DC is the man. Listen, the more I learn about this guy, being a former wrestler, I immediately gravitated towards him because of his wrestling acumen. Just he's a phenomenal wrestler. But the more I started, I keep finding out things about him. Like I didn't know that he was shot when he was 7 years old. Down in Louisiana. I had no idea. I didn't know he turned, huh?
That makes two of us.
Right. I didn't know he turned down an LSU football scholarship to chase wrestling.
Yeah, I saw that. I want somebody to validate that. Who was the coach back then? It was it Les Miles? I mean, not Les Miles. Was it Nick Saban? Who was the coach back in like 99, 2000? That's around the time Cormier came out. So I would want to know who the coach was back then just to validate that, because if that is indeed true, that is next level, bro. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We'll validate that. That's a beatdown discussion.
Yeah.
Also, we knew he was a 2-time Olympian, but I didn't realize he had a daughter that tragically died.
Right. Now that was what I was waiting you to get to. Go ahead.
I had no idea, bro.
Yeah, I saw that I think yesterday or earlier today.
Then while he's the double champ in the UFC, he's still coaching high school wrestling.
Gilroy. Shout out to Gilroy High School.
I mean,
look, I will say this, and these are moments where you look at guys and you're like, you know what? This man deserves his flowers while he can still smell them. What attracted me to Daniel Cormier was his work ethic. Didn't really identify his personality too much. No. I kind of identify where he comes from, small country town in Louisiana, growing up in the South. I kind of empathize with some of those things. Other than that, didn't really know much about him. Like I said, personalities didn't really match a lot. A lot of the things he did, he does, doesn't really align with me. He's just not the kind of guy I think I would really be good friends with. But then the more I dug into this guy and got his story, I am so impressed. So impressed. And the way he reveres his father, the way he talks about the guidance and the things his pops instilled in him, that is what won me, because I feel like I had a similar relationship with my pops. And I'm sure you still feel that way about you having your pops in the relationship that you guys have. So, man, I think this man is dope. He needs his flowers. He needs all the praise. He is one of the greatest ever step into the octagon. And, if his accomplishments in the sport don't validate it enough, his accomplishments as a man into the community that he is in right now says a lot.
I didn't like him when I first saw him. I didn't like him. Forget identify with him. I just didn't like him. I didn't like the way he came across, his attitude. I kept waiting for John Jones to beat him. But then I started hearing stuff about him and looking into him. And I'm like, when John Jones is messing up outside the ring, the octagon, this guy was on his game inside and outside the octagon. And it wasn't like he wasn't acting good per se for the cameras. He's just a good dude. And I came to grips with that, and I saw it after after Jones beat him the first time. And he came back and won the interim title, and he was like, I can't claim this. I can't claim it.
And listen, I poke fun at DC for crying in the ring of the octagon after that John Jones fight. But truth be told, that was me just having an asshole moment and kicking him out while he was down. I understand it. I don't feel like he should have done it on camera. But I definitely understand it in the locker room, and when you've invested that much into it, bro, I get it.
But that's
similar to the way people jumped on LeBron James after he had his first Eastern Conference Finals exit in Orlando against the Magic, and he went off the court and didn't shake hands. Yeah. People took shots and nah, man. The same way Cam Newton was after the Super Bowl loss. No, I get it. When you've invested that much and you believe in yourself and the guys around you, and you don't want to let people down, and you do.
Yeah,
that takes a lot out of you. I was in the locker room with my guy when he had his first loss in 5 years, and that was an opportunity to get to the UFC. I saw what it did to him. I saw what it did to the whole team. So I get it. So that too, man, that kind of pulled me a little bit closer to him. I wouldn't want to admit that, but I kind of identify with that, man.
I mean, that's what I saw when I saw him. I mean, because for him not to recognize when they gave him the belt after he won the interim title. He said, but I didn't beat the champion. The champion is still out there. I was like, wow, this guy isn't being cocky. He's being real. He doesn't just want the belt. He wants it to mean something. Then when he defended it, he was like, okay, at least I was able to defend the strap. So, but then Jones comes back, and that's what he loses again. And you're right. It's just like, it hurt him to his core because this is at that moment, this was his defining moment. I didn't realize he had never won first place in anything else before. I didn't realize he kept coming short in the NCAAs. He kept coming short in the Olympics. That even in high school, I mean,
perseverance, man. Perseverance, bro.
It's just right. And then for him to win, I guess Jones lost it again. He won it again. That's when he defended it. Then he goes to heavyweight. And he fights Stipe, and he beats Stipe, and it's like everybody was saying, "Retire now."
Go out on the high, right?
Right, yeah. But that's not him. He told us at light heavyweight, "I have to legitimize my reign. I got to defend it." So it hurt, but he knew he could come back and beat Stipe. And after this loss, you could see it in him, but he's such a proud man, and he's such a thorough man, and he wants to complete the journey. Whether you win or lose, he completed the journey. So, shouts out to you, DC, for real, man. You are, my dad would say, you are a thorough man. Ain't no blank ink. I had a picture of him, but I didn't share it. So
I agree with you wholeheartedly, bro. And yeah, he's a thorough dude, man.
I mean, that's my dude. I'm sorry I didn't get on. I wasn't on in his corner earlier, but I'm glad I got to be in his corner while he was still participating.
And let me tell you something real quick while you get the CBM ready. There's something about having a dad bod, but knowing that you will F anybody up in sight, like there's no one in your field of vision that could threaten you physically as a man. That's Daniel Cormier. Like, get out, gut, balding, receding hairline, shorts pulled up to his navel, tube socks on with sneakers, and will kick everybody's ass in earshot. So if you got a dad bod out there like myself, get into MMA and fitness and learn you some trade, man. Learn you something about your hands, man, and
Really?
so
You
you can
said
have some.
you got
So
a dad bod?
yeah, so you can have
You.
some physical prowess about yourself, man. Now don't go out there and test it because people shoot, especially here in Florida. But you know, just knowing you can handle yourself and take care of you and your lady or you and your kids, you know, when it comes to these fisticuffs, is a pretty cool way to be, man. Pretty cool thing.
No, wait a minute. This is funny the thing to me. You were saying you have a dad bod.
Yeah, I don't need you to relax. Stop repeating that, bro.
You. I'm just saying you kind of hurt everybody in who really has a dad bod when you say that.
So this is the part of the show where where Brew gets to display his skills. The CBM, the most ignorant part of our show, which is probably the highest rating part of our show, by the way. So this is where Brew gets to show his comedy prowess and provide us some quality entertainment. What we got this week, bro?
You ain't gonna believe this. The one that I had is not showing up, and I don't know why. Let me see if I can resend it.
Oh, he done dropped the ball.
No, this was good. This was really good. I'm gonna see if it'll let me resend it and pick it up from there. All right. Nope. For some reason, it's saying use latest app.
Dang. Thought we had one today. Thought we had done called us one another one fighter shut.
We do. You know what?
Hey, he was 2 for 2. It was getting too good to him. He was batting 1,000. He couldn't hold on to the streak.
Let's see. I'm gonna put it up to the light.
That ain't gonna work. I mean, I can see a little something. What are those cows? What's going on here? Cats.
You ready?
I guess, but you gotta.
They're cats, but
I can't see it. Hold it right there. Right there. Cat. Okay.
you got to get the audio.
Oh, okay. Because they all just looked at the same time. I don't know if she said something inappropriate, but
The sign says they were having a secret meeting. And then you look at when she walks out, the cats all look at her.
Oh, they were plotting on her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This couldn't have been me. No.
Well, first of all, it couldn't be me because I don't like cats. I'm allergic to them, first of all.
But look at them.
Yeah, no, cats are evil. Cats are evil. And listen, and I know in ancient Kemet cats were revered. I get it. I understand. Cats are evil. I don't do cats. I'm allergic to cats. And that's probably because I'm so good and pure that their evilness just affects me adversely.
Man,
yeah, no,
you said you wouldn't start drinking before you got on the show.
This is true. Did have an edible though, but yeah, leave the cats alone. I'm not doing cats. It's too much. And cats are mean, by the way. Like cats have personalities. Like they like, look, just put my food out here, bro, and get on about your business.
That's it.
I don't fly being bothered with you. Don't talk to me. Don't invade my space. Just put my food down there and go on about your business.
I mean,
they're ungrateful. I'm not a part of cat community.
When they spun around and looked at her, the thought that came into my mind was they were saying, "Don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep." I mean, all of them looked at her. I was like, "That's insane."
Pet cemetery, bro.
Yeah, couldn't have been me.
Yep.
Couldn't have been me. I'd have locked the door, and when they saw me again, I had a water hose and a 45.
Yeah.
So y'all got a choice. You going to work with me somehow? Y'all got a choice.
I wouldn't go play with them.
Woo! Look, I'm still claiming that one, even though I had technical difficulties. I'm still claiming that one. Yes. Dana White time. All I do is win, no matter what. Right.
Now he's gonna run that in the ground. He is gonna run that in the ground.
Yes. Jeez. Yes. Get your swag tag. Got brew. That's the championship title right there. So shout out to my wife, my daughter, my mom, my pops. Shout out to Daniel Cormier for all the things we listed and the stuff we still yet don't know. But hey, you're a champion without the belt. And I remember Mike Tyson saying that the belt does not make you a champion. It's what you become, what's inside, the way you display yourself, the way you handle yourself. That's what makes you a champion. That belt is hardware.
Those are all facts indeed, my brother.
Yeah. Matter of fact, you can go buy a belt. I think I'm going to do it.
I don't know. Anyway, shout out to you, bruh, for making this Hump Day edition a great one.
Oh,
We getting real good this thing, by the way. Y'all stay tuned. This is gonna get better each time. I know we've been saying it for a while, but the changes are coming. Tap in with your people out there, man. It's mental health is important. Like I say every time, man. Just checking on people, asking how they doing. That saves a life. That makes people think that gives them something to hold on to. That lets them know that somebody cares about them. So please check in with your people. It's real out here. Shout out to all the entrepreneurs out there trying to get it off the muscle. Don't quit because success can be right around the corner.
right.
Take it from me, it's tough, but we do what we doing. We love doing it, right? Win trade it. So that's all I got. Oh, shout out to the Orlando Magic again for the win last night, and that LA Lakers down. Dame Dollar and the Blazers took game one last night. I don't think it really means much, but hey, for the NBA, it's ratings until it's not. So that's all
Shout
we
out
got
to the
for
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Lightning. Hope they keep doing their thing. Shouts out to Fight Your Nation, everybody. That's all we got. We out of here. We will see y'all tomorrow on the Beatdown, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.